The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Sidebar, its guests, callers, and advisors are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS Verizon Media Group. Sidebar, a 103.5 The Beat podcast, is a production of ILTV Studios and may not be reproduced or represented, in part or in its entirety, without the express written consent of Verizon Media Group. Sidebar is the intellectual property of Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2024. All rights reserved.
So I wanted to talk about film today. I mean, we are talking about film. That is the topic. The topic is going to be about the importance of Bahamian film and Bahamian film production and how that impacts the live reality of Bahamians. Going to talk to some Bahamians who are living abroad and producing films and television shows and stuff like that. But I was going to start off by talking about the Citizens Committee, right? Which is this organization in the 1950s that pushed to have a Sidney Poitier film shown in the Bahamas because it was outlawed, because it was like, oh no, here's a black man all up in the face of the white power structure, and he has a good job, and he's doing this stuff, and he's acting in a certain way, and they're like, no, we think this will just stir up racial tension, and so we're not going to play it inside the Bahamas. And the Citizens Committee advocated for it to happen. And when that happened, them winning that through advocation, right, was they were able to take that same sentiment, the same energy, the same push and that drive to make other things happen. And then eventually we get majority rule. Like, people link those two events together. The desire to show the Sidney Poitier film in the Bahamas to one man, one vote, and then just general not being ruled by oligarchs. We can argue about whether or not how well that actually transpired, all right? So all that is linked together, and that's what I wanted to talk about. I was going to do it like slow thing, slow burn. However, I kind of want to talk about roads now, all right? And the reason I want to talk about roads is because, welcome to Sidebar, 103 The Beat podcast, powered by ILTV. I'm Stephen Hanna. Welcome to the show. Shout out Squarespace or whatever. But the reason why I want to talk about roads is because I've noticed that a lot of people are complaining. And hey, it is your Bahamian right to complain about stuff. But there are persons who are complaining about things that don't make sense. Now, you have people complaining that why weren't the roads being paved all along? All right? Why are roads just being paved when election is around the corner? Here's the thing. Elections every 5 years. It's always around the corner. So that's the first issue. But second issue is that's not true. The roads have been being paved, I can attest to, at the very least, I have eyewitnessed the roads being paved for the past 3 years. Are you saying that for the past 3 years that it has been only because election is around the corner? That doesn't make any sense. And then you say, well, why are they just doing this road now? Why didn't they do this road? The last time we, and I say we as a conglomerate, paved all the roads at the same time, do you not remember the upheaval, the anarchy? Remember when the six-legged roundabout was happening and the confusion that caused? Do you remember when Prince Charles in 2011, 2012 was shut down and all the small businesses that died? Do you not remember Coconut Grove? Miss Laura used to be in front of Super Value. Gone, right? But that's what happens when you pave everything simultaneously. It'd be quicker, and now we look at those roads and we say, yeah, these roads are great. Thank you. But the pain, the businesses that failed, the people who had hardship, we forget all about that. So it's like you cannot pave all the roads at the same time. It is always going to be a step-by-step process. So that's the first thing, right? For it, and I don't understand how learned people who have prefixes before their name are making these arguments to say, well, it's just happening and they're tricking you and this is your tax money and you shouldn't be seeing it as a gift. And here's the thing, you shouldn't be seeing it as a gift. It is what is, that is what you are paying VAT for, that's what you're paying NIB for, that is what you're paying all forms of revenue, of taxation that you pay, right? You're paying it for the infrastructure, for these services. So I'm not gonna argue that part, but to argue that it is only happening because election is around the corner and that this is somehow some evil, insidious plot to swing you doesn't make sense logically, because in that situation, there will never be a right way to do it. When you did it all at once, it didn't work. When you do it piece by piece, you're still complaining. I'm asking for a little bit of logic and a little bit of reason. The roads are being paved. Now, second part of the agenda. There are persons out there who are complaining that, hey, while the roads are being paved, there's no reason, morning, there's no reason for them to have to constantly pave this road and constantly pave that road. Well, there's several reasons why they have to constantly pave roads over and over. The first one is the most obvious. That's how roads work. It is an ongoing project. You don't pave a road once and never have to pave it again. You constantly have, it's called maintenance, right? I will give you a simple example. Do you have dirty clothes? Everyone has dirty clothes because that's how clothes work. If you wear the clothes, they get dirty and then you take them off and you wash them. You don't say, oh, why are you washing your clothes? If the clothes was good, you wouldn't have to wash them. That's stupid. Why would you say that? I'm sorry, do you not wash your clothes? Part of the process of road construction and infrastructure is to maintain it. And so eventually the road is going to, for lack of a better word, decay, wear down, right? You have these 2-ton and 3-ton and 8-ton vehicles driving over it day after day after day after day. If you look on the side of almost every road in New Providence, you'll see, if you come at the right time, because sometimes you see people sweeping it up, you'll see this gray dust. That's the road. That's the road wearing away into dust. And soon and eventually, it will become worn away. And it will be, you need to redo it, resurface it, repave it, whatever. This is happening. There is an aggressive road maintenance, road improvement project that is underway presently. And it did not start when anybody, it started before anybody was ratified. It started before election. And I understand, it's all politics. Everything is politics. But I also encourage the public that every time you see a smart person saying something where it's a complaint and there is no solution at the bottom of their complaint, if they, sorry, third bit, and this is where I come in, to complain that you are now aware of the work of the Ministry of Works because you saw a TikTok of somebody dancing, you saw a video of them rapping, because you saw something of them, doesn't make sense. Because you know, and I know, that while there are some utility companies, for example, people want to know what is going on with electricity. And the minute the power cuts off, everybody runs to BPL's Facebook page to see, okay, what is happening? But only when their power is off. They're not going there before. They're not high-fiving them before. How do you keep the attention of persons in this weird economy that demands your attention every single day for every single stupid cat video, right? You have to speak the language. it is ridiculous for somebody who is involved with the arts and with social media to rant and rave that these people are just dancing and singing and clapping their hands and they should be out on the road doing X, Y, and Z. It is not logical. And so once again, I say that if you see anybody complaining about anything, and here's the thing, it is fine to complain. Complaints are what help to make everybody better. Because if you complain, then the person can say, okay, this is what's being done. This is what we can do. This is why we haven't done this. Or maybe they don't answer at all and they say, okay, this person is inept and they can't be in that position anymore. So I'm not in any way suggesting that you do not complain. I am suggesting that when you complain, that's fine. But when you have persons who are leaders of your community complaining with no viable solution attached at the end of their 3-hour-long dissertation, you read the entire thing and there is no solution other than the spiritual idea of somebody is swinging you and you're working up the fervor and the emotion and saying, oh, this is that. Everything is politics. If you are not going to give a solution, then what are you doing besides rage baiting the Bahamian public? And to what end? But we're not talking about that today. We are talking about film and the importance of film in the Bahamas. This is Sidebar, 103 The Beat podcast powered by ILTV. I'm Stephen Hanna. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sidebar, 103 The Beat podcast powered by ILTV. I'm Stephen Hanna. Today we are talking to Melia and Julia from BestYet Productions, a Bahamian production company that is stationed in LA right now. And we are talking to them about film and how it works with them as a film company and the impact it has on the country. So let's join that conversation. If you guys could introduce yourself, I don't want to get your titles incorrect.
Cool. Oh, you want to start? Yeah, okay. Well, my name is Julia Willie Chatwin, and I don't know about my title. I guess I'm creative director. I'm a producer. Yeah, those are my two main jobs. And
Okay,
yeah.
hi. I'm Melia Neely, and at BestYet, I am a writer and associate producer. So under Julia, but just by one step.
So tell us, what does BestYet do exactly?
Sure. Well, BestYet is a Bahamian-owned but LA-based film company, and we develop, produce, and distribute film and television content, mostly that ones that center diverse voices and delivers global impact. So yeah, those are like the three main tiers of our company: developing, producing, and distributing.
Okay, so what does that look like in terms of developing something? Are you getting the rights for stories or?
Yeah, developing is more so things that we do in-house, so, like, our ideas that we come up with and, like, kind of
Mhm.
our creative, work, and then we take that from start to finish. Producing is more so when someone else comes to us with a script or a film. It's like, "Hey, can you help us out? We
Mhm.
need some funds to finish this," and we kind of invest in it and help them from there.
Mhm.
And distributing, usually we
Yeah.
distribute, the films that we
Mhm.
produce, but, distributing is when we get the rights, usually to the Caribbean, sometimes otherwise, and we release it, for theatrical or online for people there to
Yeah.
watch and enjoy.
Although we do also look for, other people's scripts and procure rights, if we do fall in love with the story. So it's a little bit of everything.
Right, so, I mean, there are tons of production companies out there. What is it that makes the stories that you guys choose to produce or develop, what makes those so important for persons to see and hear?
So we try to focus on voices that we consider either maybe disenfranchised or that otherwise wouldn't necessarily be heard by, what I mean, by a wide audience. So we often focus on stories that highlight stories that include POC stories, LGBTQ stories, uh, woman-led stories, things that usually sort of get a little bit ignored. We tend to get a lot of that sort of like straight white male type of content, and we want to like a little bit pivot from that type of view and that type of perspective. And so like between that and we're really eclectic in terms of genre. So like we're not specific for horror movies or comedies or action movies or anything. We'll do anything within that, you know what I mean? And so we're pretty open and we help elevate voices that might not otherwise be elevated. So
Are
that's
you
Yeah.
are you
our
guys
special thing.
I was gonna say that to add something else that makes us different, I think that's really relevant to Bahamians is that we also focus a lot on Caribbean
Mhm.
stories and films. Whether that's supporting Caribbean filmmakers and help and executive producing their films,
Mhm.
or getting the rights to films that would not be shown in the Bahamas and showing it in the Bahamas and other places in the Caribbean,
Yeah.
so that we can kind of see stories that we wouldn't otherwise be exposed to. That's also very
Mhm.
important to us.
now, Julia, I hear you saying that you guys include horror films. Do you have any that you're working on presently?
We do have something up our sleeve. Yeah, I don't know how much we want to
No, you don't have
talk
to tell
about
me
it.
at all. I just want to know.
It's very green, but yeah, we absolutely have something up our sleeve.
All right, it's just good. It's good to know. It's just good to know what's on the agenda.
Are you a
So,
horror fan?
um, yes, ish, kind of. It depends on what type. Right, like I, what's it called? Rosemary's Baby and Stepford Wives, the first one. Although both of those are written by
Yeah,
the same
that's
person.
terrifying.
Well, it's terrifying. It's because I'm a straight male. That's why it's not terrifying to me. But I do get it, and I get the message, and so horror
Yeah,
films
I
like
like
that.
2005 one myself. It has a happy ending.
Is it not the one where the dudes? Anyway. But yeah. So like, I like those ones. People have recently tried to say that there's this new social commentary with horror, but everything has a message, and so horror has always been a commentary on society. So I, that's neither here nor there. What I wanted to ask is, what was the inspiration for Best Yet initially?
Um, I guess, but basically, Kareem and I had been working together for years. And basically, I was working for Kareem under Best Ever, Best Ever Film. And eventually we realized that we were getting a little too big we were too big, like two really big fish in a small pond. And we needed to expand. We needed to go somewhere where we had a little bit more regular work. And so he and I got together, we partnered up and we started Best Yet. And we moved here to LA because You know, it's basically being here, we can do more for like more of the stuff we did in the Bahamas plus other stuff, you know, and we can go back to film anytime we want. But we just decided, you know, we wanted to be little fish in a big pond, I suppose. See how much we could grow.
Okay, that makes sense. So I hear that part of the motivation is to amplify stories and voices for certain demographics, LGBTQ, women, people of color. How do you balance being true to that story, being true to that motivation, but still trying to have, I guess, a level of commercial success?
Yeah, that's a good question. Something that we think about a lot. Um, and I think those things seem like they oppose each other, but not necessarily.
Mhm.
Especially nowadays, I find that a lot of people are really craving like authentic stories, that they can sense are genuine, have like real impact, and that they can relate to, but also learn from
Mhm.
people who are different than them. So our motto is really that the way for us to achieve that success is to kind of lean into that authenticity
Mhm.
and send those voices that otherwise people wouldn't be exposed to. The show's really a little bit different than what they're used to.
Mhm.
And with our films that we've supported so
Yeah.
far that are kind of different, unique,
Yeah.
do center that authenticity, they have achieved critical and commercial success. So it's working for us so far, and we want to continue down that path.
Yeah, because ultimately these might not be, you know what I mean, the classic type of stories we're used to, but that doesn't mean they're not relatable stories. You know what I mean? It's not a zero sum game as far as we think of it, you know. It's you could do both and there's no problem with that.
I mean, the next question I was going to ask is, okay, so there are sometimes you make a film or a piece of art, and people are like, "Well, this is very highbrow, or this is dense," or they have different words for it. Do you is there ever a struggle to be like, well, let's not make it so prestige that it's not digestible to the average person? Is that ever an issue, or is it that the story is the story?
I think generally speaking, the story is the story. There are certain things that we might consider like, you know, certain jokes that don't land, they're too subtle, or they're too specific for one group of people and nobody else is going to get it. And we have to balance those two jokes. But I think that ultimately, you know, you can't cater to everyone or else you end up catering to no one. But at the same time, I think that ultimately you can balance, you know what I mean, the jokes to make sure that everybody finds something. It's sort of like children's movies that tend to have jokes that are geared towards adults. You know what I mean? There's a way to balance it all to make it I think, something that anybody can relate to.
And unfortunately, we can't throw the word "bongi" in every script. Um, what are some of the productions that you guys are working on recently that people should be aware of?
Um, Good question. So just last year, we kind of wrapped production on something called Rachel in LA,
Mm-hmm.
which is a spin-off of our Bahamian series, This is Paradise, which
Mhm.
Stephen, you were a writer on.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yes,
Um,
sir.
Yeah, so
if
this
you
would take
recall.
yeah. So this would take it place between the season 1 and season 2. It's yeah.
Yeah, and Julia here stars as Rachel, and
Guilty. Yeah.
it's about Rachel taking an acting gig in LA, moving temporarily from Eleuthera to LA to kind of try her
Mhm.
hand at the acting in the like you
Yeah.
said, small fish in big pond.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we wrapped production on that, and we're really excited because This is Paradise, as you know, was really successful. It was one of the first Bahamian series to get a
Mhm.
deal with a major US
Yes.
streaming platform. It's currently nominated for Best TV Series of the Year at the Elevation Awards back in the Bahamas. So we're really excited to kind of continue that story and see
Yeah, see where it
where it
goes.
goes. Also looking forward to season 2 as always.
Mhm.
Other things we've done, well, that's something that we developed ourselves from start to finish.
Yeah.
We also executive produced several films that have been doing well.
Yeah. Some of which I believe did premiere in the Bahamas, did they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, one is Kidnapping Inc., which is a Haitian film by a director named Bruno Morale, and it did have a theatrical debut in the Bahamas. And it's premiered at Sundance. It was nominated, or not nominated, it was recommended by Haiti, submitted for the 2026 Oscars. So that was really exciting for us. And another film that we executive produced is called The President's Cake.
Yes.
And that is an Iraqi film by a director named Hassan Hadi. And that also did really well. It won 2 awards at Cannes, which is really
it won the camera d'or, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's like best debut film, I think.
Yeah, it's not a Palme d'Or, but a camera d'or is like up there.
Yeah.
We'll take any door, whichever door you let us do.
Yeah, I'll open any door, left or right. And it was also shortlisted for Best International Feature Film at the 2026 Oscars. So you have 2
shortlisted
feature films.
Say again?
Are both of them feature films?
Yes.
Yes, they're both feature films. Kidnapping Inc. is a feature film. It's kind of a political comedy about 2 really unqualified criminals who
need to
kidnap
the president's son, or is it a politician's son?
It's politician's son for ransom and all the chaos that ensues.
Yeah, because they're no good at what they're doing, of course, and like it was a really intense film too while they were filming it, because weirdly enough, some of the crew got kidnapped during the filming of Kidnapping Inc. Yeah. So intense, but they did a really good job.
Yeah.
Okay, so did the Iraqi film also play in the Bahamas or no?
I don't believe that it has had a debut in the Bahamas. Not
yet. It is currently showing in the US. And you see things like shown in the US, then it goes elsewhere.
Yeah, once it's done its circuit.
So right now it's like now building up to showing in different shows of different countries and cities in the US.
Yeah.
And then it'll broaden out from there.
I mean, that sounds good. I do wish I could hear more about those. I guess I'll have to clear my schedule the next time it's showing. I know that Kareem did he has a catalog pre-BestYet. Are you guys re-releasing any of that stuff, or redistributing it?
Yeah, I think that is in the plans. We have so many other things that we need to focus on first, but yeah, he does still have, the IP. So I do believe
there have been talks about that, and we have actually like a site. I can tell you it. It's called BestYet.bhx.tv, and that's kind of like our VOD site where we're starting to release films on there for Bahamians to purchase and rent. And right now, Kidnapping Inc. is actually released on there, so Bahamians can go on that site and purchase or rent Kidnapping Inc. to watch from their homes. And in the coming months, we're going to release more, including another film called To Live and Die and Live. And I think also the plan is after that to kind of start releasing Kareem's IP, things like Cargo, Children of God, things that people really know and love him for, releasing that on the site for Bahamians to buy and rent and enjoy for the years to come.
Because I lost my DVD copy of Children of God. I have and even if I had it, I don't have a DVD player.
Tech has advanced too far.
It has. Anyway, the other issues. Where do you guys want to see BestYet in 10 years?
Well, we were talking about this actually. We want to be full EGOT if we can. So Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
You gotta have a live production.
So, maybe we'll get our Grammy from our composition. But yeah, no, I mean, obviously we are striving for, the best. And
the best yet.
Yeah, because we are the best yet. So we are striving to accomplish anything we can. I mean, just getting them shortlisted was phenomenal. Like
that's only 4 years in. We already got a film shortlisted for the Oscars. So
yeah,
it's a good sign.
Exactly. We're on the right track. And hopefully in 10 years' time, we're all just big shots in the industry. Just calling the shots.
How about my sunglasses?
Exactly.
We won't forget you, Stephen. We'll always remember you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so appreciative. How can Bahamians support you guys?
That's a good question. We really appreciate payment support. One way is obviously by checking out our site,
purchasing or renting the movies available.
Yeah, that we distribute on there, bestyet.vhx.tv. Also staying tuned for when we release films theatrically in the Bahamas and coming out and showing out the theaters and giving the watch.
Yeah.
We only release really great films, so you won't regret it at all.
Exactly.
And the best way to kind of keep up with us and seeing like what we're doing, what we're releasing, when, how, where, is to follow us on social media.
Yeah.
We're really active on there and let you know what we're doing. So our Facebook and Instagram are both BestYet Entertainment. So.
Yeah. Melia is largely in charge of that, and she does a very good job keeping everybody abreast of the happenings. So
yes.
Melia, if I remember correctly, did you study English in school?
I did, yes.
Okay, I did. I thought I made that up. And Julia, I do remember that you were dabbling in writing at one point. Are we going to see? You said yes, or did I imagine that as well?
The only time I ever write is with a partner who writes better than me, because I can shout ideas out into the ether, and somebody else can synthesize them in a way that makes sense.
So I was going to ask, are we going to see anything from you guys? And the reason is because you're talking about producing and developing and creating work from voices that you don't often hear. The voice of Bahamian women. I mean, we have some academic voices, but I mean, I feel like that's a perspective that isn't easily done or replicated or anything. So it'd be cool to see that. So can we expect anything from you guys?
Yeah, well, at the moment, we are writing something that I don't think is exactly. It's more of an ensemble thing. It's a cartoon, and we're writing it together. I don't know how clearly your Bahamianness comes through it. I think you'd be better off explaining it than me.
Yeah, well, Julia's being humble right now. She directed a short film, Olive, that animated short film that did really well, and now we're kind of trying to see what it look like as a series for children. So that's our current project together. But yeah, in the future, I would love to kind of write things from Bahamian women's perspective, and whether that's something like a series or a movie or a short film, I think that'd be really fun. Like I studied English, so I love writing, and I think it's really important to kind of tell these stories. So that's something I'm definitely interested in for the very near future.
I feel like every English major secretly is a novelist or working on something in the background. So I just had to double check.
That's very true. You've caught me.
Is it? Having Kareem as a brother, was there any pressure growing up with that in the background? It's like, oh, he's made another film. Like,
I'm like, this guy again. Like, why is it to be so successful?
Yeah, like did that motivate you or anything? Or
I think definitely motivated me. I mean, I have 3 siblings. Kareem, I have a sister Tarina who owns a marketing company in the Bahamas, and my sister Ariana who's a doctor. So no pressure at all. I mean, doctor, filmmaker, marketing, entrepreneur. But there was never really much pressure. It was more so just kind of like seeing what they do and kind of mimicking that naturally. Knowing that kind of, in our family we kind of excel towards the best option. And it was never really any pressure. It was just kind of like inspiration mostly.
Although IQ is genetic, they're all smarty pants.
Yeah, so it was always just very inspirational to see kind of like what can be done and kind of turn my own path behind them. But knowing that they're always there to give me advice, it's good when you have people to kind of tell you, don't do that, maybe do that. So it's been really helpful, and I love all my siblings. So
Okay, the way you say it, that last piece sounds very much like "Please don't beat me up." All right, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to continue this conversation. You are watching and listening to Sidebar 103 to B podcast, powered by ILTV. I'm Stephen Hanna. We'll be right back.
Not too much water. Put it down. Let's go.
It's the Bounce Back 150K payday. Big wins for 10 weeks straight. 15K every week. 10K to a lucky winner. Visit islandluck.com for more info. Island Luck. Winners live here.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods, taste the difference.
Welcome back to Sidebar 103 to B podcast, powered by ILTV. I'm Stephen Hanna. Let's jump back into the show. Was introduced to you as an actor. I guess we don't say actress anymore.
I call myself an actress. Some
Okay.
people want to call me an actor. It doesn't bother me either way. It's whatever you feel more comfortable with.
All right. So I was introduced to you as an actress. You've since, I feel, expanded from there. What has that been like for you?
Basically, I don't know. I've just been working a lot with Kareem, and Kareem, I mean, he has acted, but he himself is not an actor. So I guess I emulate him a lot of times. You know what I mean? He is sort of like, he's my business partner, but he's also my mentor. And so basically, I just naturally started slipping into being a producer more, you know what I mean? And I realized I kind of like both sides of things. I just like working in the industry, you know what I mean? Whatever side of the camera I'm on, I'm happy. And what I do like about producing is accompanying the project after the filming is over, right? Which is something that as an actor, you don't really get to do. I mean, unless you're also producing or directing or something like that, but like kind of like you're done and then you have to wait until it's out. And I kind of like, it feels good sometimes to just be you know what I mean? Be part of every step, and just accompany the project from beginning to end. So I quite like producing. Directing was a departure for me. It was a short, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I can't do this by myself. And it took me a while, and I was very insecure, and I needed a lot of reassurance and like people going like, hey, just FYI, maybe if you pick this might happen. If you pick that might happen. I'm like, too many options. So that was difficult. That's something I might want to try again one day, but I won't want to try it for the next little while. But I quite enjoy
How difficult is it to direct an animation? Because it's not the same as like people and blocking them and placing them.
It really isn't. There's so many things that you have to consider. So obviously, you know what I mean? You have to consider what the characters are going to look like, and you're back and forth with the animators, and you have to consider that animation is actually really expensive. So live action is quite cheap in comparison, than having to, even though animation is a lot easier now than it used to be back in the day when everything was hand drawn. It's still quite expensive. So like learning how to get your vision out that somebody else has to draw under steep financial constraints is it's a challenge. So but in the end we did it. So I think sometimes constraints actually fuel creativity.
Yes, and Julia actually got 2 awards for all her directorial debut.
So somebody
She's-
liked it.
Yeah, she's very humble because she didn't mention any of that.
I
Like-
know, that's what I'm here for. Did you know she's also an
Like,
Olympian?
No,
She's in the Winter Olympics.
You know, honestly, hey, we'll take it, and we'll take all gold medals wherever we get them from. So I would be open to that.
We should try to be the first Bahamian Winter Olympics.
I don't know what sport it's going to be.
That would be crazy. The Bahamian Olympic Winter Olympic winner.
Doesn't Jamaica have an excellent bobsledding team? Like the Bahamas could do something.
Yeah, and Haiti's in the Winter Olympics as well. So believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, Julia. You can do it. It's like
Give it a try.
So is the animated short eventually going to make itself onto the website?
Probably yes. Yeah, we're going to upload it to the to our platform. At the moment, I don't know exactly where it is, but that's something that.
Don't say it like that. Don't say it like I have to look under the bed. I know it's somewhere here. Like you treated it like
somewhere. We know it's somewhere. I just can't remember exactly where it is. That it's
it's in one of these boxes.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is, and it will be uploaded whenever we can. And yeah,
Give me the name of the platform one more time.
Yes, it is BestYet.VHX.TV.
Yeah.
BHX,
Mm-hmm.
like video. Like,
Yeah, what is VHX?
okay.
I actually don't know.
That's the title. That's the name they gave us
Yeah.
for VHX. But VHX is a thing. What's it stand for?
Video hex? I don't know.
It sounds like it's a thing.
It
Yeah.
probably is. But yeah, bestyet.vhx.tv, and you can access. Well, for now, I think it's just Kidnapping Inc., but very soon we're going to start uploading
I think
much more onto there.
March 10th, we're uploading a film called To Live and Die and Live, which we have the Caribbean rights to. We have shown in some Caribbean cinemas, and I'm interested in maybe showing it in the Bahamas soon as well. But that will be available on the site in March. So that's the next thing that's going to be on there.
Awesome. Is there anything else that you'd want to tell the Bahamian public? What would you want them to know? What do you want to leave them with?
It's a good question.
I like how you guys are blinking in Morse code.
I was gonna say you didn't prepare us for this, Stephen. It's not fair. You can't just spring things on us.
One thing that I would leave Bahamians, well, I would say, we're really interested in the arts. So I would encourage Bahamians. I know that the art scene is now popping there, but to continue doing what you're interested in. If you're interested in writing, filmmaking, painting, anything creative, I mean, go into it. I mean, you never know where it can land you. I mean, we're here in LA now, which we would not have thought of.
And that's the thing. That's
while ago.
right. That's one really good thing about the Bahamas is honestly that it is sort of a concentrated little place. It's not overrun by people. So honestly, if you want to start somewhere, if you want to make your debut, your creative artistic debut, the Bahamas is a great place to start. Some people are like born in New York. They're screwed. You know what I mean? They have so many people to fight against. The Bahamas is a perfect place for you to start. Like, you know what I mean? Even if you feel like you don't know where to start somewhere. The Bahamas, you'll get somewhere.
Yeah, and
From there you can springboard anywhere you like.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we're really Bahamas focused, even though we're based here in LA now, mostly just because of the opportunities that it provides.
Yeah.
We're working to kind of do what we do here for Bahamians there,
Yeah.
so that maybe that they can do what we do from there in the future as well. We don't have to leave; we can stay there if we want to, and
Right.
kind of still build this kind of film and arts community.
Yeah, like we did what we could, for example, to hire the Bahamian actors that we know live here for Rachel in LA and stuff. You know, we're like, oh my God, send in your auditions now. You know,
Because there is a great Bahamian community here that we really tapped into personally, and also for our professional projects as well. So
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. I was about to say, I know it's early over there, but it's not early. It's like 11 o'clock. You guys are good. You could still make brunch.
True. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Once again, this has been Sidebar, a 103 to B podcast powered by ILTV. I'm Stephen Hanna. True God still.
Once something becomes the common behavior, it is the common behavior. When you operate at that level, personal emotions simply cannot float to the top.
For the average normal person that goes to the store, things like that affect us.
They must be judicious in the execution of their duty.
Well, I think whatever the nurses want, give it to them.
Pages, you know, you just do everything on your phone now. You see how old he is?
What are we walking back? That Bimini is no longer an island?
That's
okay,
not
because
what he was trying
because
to
he also
say. Well, I don't even know what Red Basket anymore either. What do y'all even say?
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?